Started day. Wow. Good morning, and welcome on this cold but beautiful first Sunday of spring. I'm Elizabeth Vanderputten, and I'm proud to be a member of the Board of Trustees. We are a community that seeks to be inclusive, welcoming whoever you may be, whatever your gender or sexual identity, race, background, economic status, ability or disability, seen or unseen. Whether this is your first time or if you've been with us forever, feel welcome and bring your whole self into this community to connect, to grow, and to serve. As part of the annual Pledge campaign, we have heard wonderful stories of why people give wholeheartedly to UCA. Our web page states that we come for community, find inspiration, and to live with purpose. Those phrases are so much more than a tagline and are the reason I give time, hopefully some talent, and some treasure to the church. In the 5 years that I have been a member of UCA, I have met some truly extraordinary people and have come to feel a part of a warm and caring community. I have been inspired by sermons, classes, covenants, and even talks during the coffee hour. I have had the opportunity to grow in my understanding of and commitment to social justice. I receive so much more than I give. I encourage all of you to write on these leaves why you contribute to UCA. And of course, I encourage you to pledge for this year. If you are in the sanctuary, please join us for coffee afterwards, and glad to see you all. Thank you.
Hello, church. Hello, church. Happy Sunday. It is good to see all of you all here. I'm the Reverend Carol Thomas Sissel. I serve this congregation as the Minister of Social Justice and Community Development. What that means is I build relationships within the building, the brick and mortar space, and out in the larger world where we can go out and make the world a better place. Every single Sunday, I'm lucky enough to be here along with a group of people that makes church happen. This morning, we have jazz. We have jazz vocalists. We have two guys back in our tech booth because this is our live stream service and they're sending it out to the world. We have a play corner over here for children, spirit space, and we have all of this built for us to come together and be in community. Before we get started, take a moment to say hello to someone, somebody that came with you, or meet somebody new across the aisle. Please continue those conversations during fellowship time, coffee hour, after the service, because I know you have a lot to say to each other. I have a call to worship this morning. It was written by a colleague of mine, the Reverend Leslie Takahashi. Leslie is a minister at Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church in Walnut Creek, California. She also serves as the president of the Unitarian Universalist Ministers Association, and I'm a member of that same board of trustees as the treasurer of the UUMA. She calls this consider. To worship means to consider that which has worth. Today we consider with gratitude the many gifts of this community, the opportunity to be affirmed in who we are and to offer that affirmation to others, the chance to stand up together to help remake the world in the ideals of justice, the freedom to choose one's own path to truth and to learn from the travelogues, the pathways to truth of other individuals, the space to expand one's own spirit and to reconnect after busy or humdrum weeks with the sustaining truths of our lives. There are regular reminders here in community. We must see the world through the lens of love and the aspiration to consider all life is precious, for all of it is made of stardust. And how can that not be wondrous? This morning, let's welcome all of these gifts with gratitude, for they have been paid for with many currencies. The sweat of those who persisted in justice's name, the tears of those who struggled to build better lives for those in need, the laughter and joy of those giddy with the embrace of living in community, the dollars and cents of those who gave what they could and then stretched themselves to give just a little bit more, the infinite small acts of service that make the parts come together into an enormous, beautiful whole. Today, as we move into worship, let's consider with gratitude and humility what it means to pay it forward, and all those who have already paid it forward for us. Let us enter worship with hope and joy and goodness and gladness in our hearts.
Each Sunday, including today, we light a candle of compassion. Today, we light this candle for those who are dealing with health challenges or going through transitions, maybe worrying about the future, dealing with issues of life and death, or just having a bad day. I light this candle for all of us. And now, if you'll join me as we light our chalice, we gather together as a community of memory and hope to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love. We light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart. May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both light and warmth to the world.
One quick note. This morning we were hoping to have Beheld with us and to experience their amazing singing led by our music director, Jen Heyman. Unfortunately, COVID crawled into their lives at the end of last week. So we don't have all of Beheld with us. We do have this amazing jazz trio, and we have two who we are beholden to for being able to come and do hymns with us and sing for us this morning. So please give them your love and your attention as we sing. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Reverend. We are 1/4 of Beheld, and so we're going to be relying on you. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our first hymn, Wings of a Dove. You have the words in your order of service.
If I had the wings of a dove, wings that would take me to where I want to go. I'd fly from the utmost way out into space. Oh no, 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 there is no hiding place. If I had the wings of a dove, wings that would take me to where I want to go, I'd fly from the utmost way out into space. Oh no, 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 there is no hiding place. If I had the wings of a dove, wings that would take me to where I want to go, I'd fly from the utmost way out into space. Oh no, 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 there is no hiding place. One more time. If I had the wings of a dove, if I had those wings that would take me to where I want to go, I'd fly from the utmost way out into space. Oh no, 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 there is no hiding place. No, 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 there is no hiding place. Oh no, no, oh no, 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 there is no hiding place.
This is one of my favorite times in our service when we have what's called a wisdom lesson. A wisdom lesson means it's not just a story for children. It means there's a lesson in it for everybody that's in the room. So I invite anybody who is smallish, mediumish, or are small in heart. Does that work? Small in heart? Young at heart. Not small in heart. You want big hearts. Young at heart, to please come forward and join me on the chancel. Come on, guys. Come on up. Nice shoes. You're welcome. Hey, guys. Somebody sit on this side, too. Don't all be over there, because then I have to lean that way. There we go. Anybody else? Anybody else? Scooch in. Come on. Nobody's going to bite you. Yeah. So I have a story for you this morning called The Giving Tree. Do you all know this story? Yeah? Yeah? I had a couple of people at the last service that knew The Giving Tree. Well, one more. Come on in. This is The Giving Tree. It was written by Shel Silverstein. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. Here's his foot right there. And every day the boy would come to the tree, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. You see his crown? Yeah. It's, what'd you say? Like what? Okay. He would climb up the trunk of the tree and swing from her branches. Do you see him there swinging? Can you find him? Where is he? Where is he? Help me out. Excellent. Those are his feet. It's kind of like Where's Waldo? Where's the little boy? He would swing from her branches, and he would eat apples. So what kind of tree was it? Apple tree. Thank you very much. And they would play hide and go seek. Who's hiding in that picture?
The boy.
The boy. Where's he hiding?
Right there.
There you go. Right behind the rocks. Yeah. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree. I like this. He's giving her a big hug. And the tree was very happy. But as time went by, I think the boy's getting older. Yeah, he is growing up. As time went by and the boy grew older, and the tree was often all alone, she was a little sad. Then one day, the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come on, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in the shade and be happy." "I'm too big to climb and play," the boy said. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I only have leaves and apples. But take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city, and then you'll have money, and then you'll be happy." So the boy gathered up all the apples. See, all these apples. And he carried them away to the city to sell them. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time. Is he still a boy? No? He's a man now, isn't he? You think he's 24? Yeah? I don't know. I think he might be 38. I think. He's definitely a man now. Yeah.
Maybe 42.
Maybe 42? Yeah? Okay. That's quite a swath there, guys. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy. She said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy." "I'm too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife, and I want children, so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house, but you can cut off my branches and build a house, and then you'll be happy." Uh-oh, and what happens? So the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his house. There go the branches. There they go.
That's a lot to carry.
That's a lot to carry, but look, so all her branches are gone.
You would need a whole construction vehicle to pick up that much.
He would need a construction vehicle. You think so? Yeah.
No way.
That's a lot of trees. That's a lot of branches. I think he's a very strong man. Yes. Construction, a van. Yeah, okay. Some workers. Okay. Okay. And the tree was happy. She shared her branches with him, and she was happy. But the boy stayed away again for a long time, and when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I'm too old and I'm too sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Well, cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and you'll be happy." And so the boy did. He cut down her trunk and he made a boat and he sailed away.
How does an old man pick up that much wood?
Well,
There's like a whole this long, and you just carry.
and he's carrying it on one shoulder, isn't he? Yeah. Well, we'll have to ask Shell that sometime. He's a strong guy. And he made a boat and he sailed away.
I think he used balloons.
You think he used balloons?
Yeah, he could like tie
Wait.
balloons to it.
Excuse me, folks. There's no balloons in this story.
But he
Do you see balloons?
No, but he could have
But he could have.
did the ends.
They could be on a different page.
Yeah.
Okay.
A page far away,
And the tree was happy,
but not really.
but not really. After a long time, the boy came back again. Does he look like a boy anymore?
No.
What's he look like?
85.
He looks like a senior.
92. He looks as old as my grandmother. He's 86.
86, 92, definitely a senior. Yeah. Oh, 72 or 83. Okay. A senior. After a long time, the boy came back, the man. "I'm sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone. My teeth are too weak for apples," said the man. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You can't swing on them. I'm too old to swing on branches," said the man. "My trunk is gone," said the tree, "and you cannot climb. I'm too tired to climb," said the man. "I'm so sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I'm just an old stump. I'm sorry." "Oh, I don't need very much now," said the man. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I'm so very tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could, "well, an old stump is good for sitting and for resting. So come, boy, sit down and rest." And he did. And the man sat down, and the tree was happy. The end. What do you think? So I got some questions, because I'm a little concerned about this story. Is there another way this story could go instead of the tree just giving the apples, giving the branches, cutting herself off to become a boat? Is there another way maybe some things could have happened? What do you guys think?
Could have told, like, plant one of these apples and take the apples from the other tree.
Plant another tree that could grow apples too?
And then when the guy was too busy, the tree could have said, and he needed, like, a house, he could have said, take the money you used from your apples.
Take the money from the apples that you sold
And
to get your
when-
stuff for the house, right? Instead of cutting all the tree's branches off.
And when the man needed a place to sit, he could have used that rock.
You could have used the rock instead of
Yeah.
sitting on the tree stump. What, maybe some other things that could be different? Yes.
Instead of trying to make a boat, they could make like a flying vehicle out of his house, like in the movie Inside Out.
Oh,
Where the tree uses its air to make balloons, so then they could just tie it to the chimney and then it would fly like inside.
so they could work together,
Yeah.
right? And make a different kind of vehicle, but it wouldn't just be the tree being cut up to make a boat.
Yeah, it would be.
Yep,
It would,
that's up.
it would be the
Wait, one more.
house inside of it with balloons.
Inside of the thing that they made. Yes.
When he was a kid, his parents could have just kept money for him to go to college, and then he could go to college, get the money that he did to work, and then he would buy a house, get a wife, get children. He said he could, and then he said he would like to.
And he wouldn't have to have cut the tree down to build his house. If he had got a job and he had some money, he could buy what he needed for his house. And then the tree would still have all its branches, right?
Yep, so it would still be alive.
So it'd still be alive. So there's some other ways like this story could go, right?
And, like, he could have attached a swing, since when he was too old to swing, he could have just, like, lightly swung.
He could have lightly swung.
Like, if he attached a swing.
Yeah. You
not
guys have
swing too
great
high,
ideas.
like,
Not too high, just gently swing.
Yeah,
And if you hadn't cut all the branches off, you could hang the swing on one of the branches.
yeah.
Yeah, so this thing about giving, what the tree does is give everything away. Do you always have to give away everything?
No.
What do you think? No? No? What do you guys think? No? And you still can be helpful, right? Yeah? Over here? If you don't give everything away, can you still be helpful? Yeah, you can. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing the story with me, and thank you for having some lessons for us at the end of the story. I really appreciate that. And now I think you get to go do what?
Build Legos.
Play with Legos. That's right. You get to go play with Legos.
The important thing about trees,
What's the most important thing?
their leaves.
Leaves.
Because the leaves take the carbon dioxide and let out oxygen that we breathe.
Absolutely. So we don't want to go around cutting all the branches off all the trees, do
No,
we?
like, just the leaves.
No.
Like, if you just cut off all the leaves, the tree will die.
The tree will die because it needs the leaves. You guys know a lot more about trees than I do. Thank you. Okay, we're going to sing you out. You get to go play with your friends and with Legos downstairs. The words are in your order of service to sing. Off you go.
Peace to you on your way. May you grow in love each day, meeting new friends and opening your mind to the wonders of the world you will find, to the wonders of the world you will find.
They're always so wise. Telling the wisdom lesson, you're not quite sure what direction it's going to go in, but it always goes in a direction where I learn something, or when Rev Amanda does it, she learns something too. This is the point in our service where we start moving deeper, and quite often there's a prayer. But today what I have for you instead is a little different. I have a meditation. This is called What Gives Us Life. I want you to hold the words, "we know," in your brain. We know, we know, we know. Life is complicated and uncertain and gorgeous with some things we can count on. We know, we know, we know. It has seasons of struggle and seasons of delight, and sometimes the two blow in and bloom simultaneously. Struggle and delight. We know, we know, we know. Like now, maybe always, here we are together, all of us from different corners of the world and different families, here, breathing together, questing together, holding each other through all of life, laughing and singing in the face of it, the complication and the uncertainty. Here, together, we know, we know, we know. If there is a journey to liberation, if there is a way to live as though it's resurrected, I think it feels just like this. Holding the singing and the laughing, holding the breathing together, the questing together, because we know, we know, we know. What holds us in bondage to death, to loss, to hurt, to sadness, to literal heartbreaking limits, we know it can be released. And we know what gives us life and hope and joy and rebirth can feel invited to claim us and let us claim it. We know, sinking our roots down into what grounds us as we reach toward the sun. We know, flowering into this season after a season of loss and a winter of struggles. We know our hearts and our minds and our spirits can be lifted. We know we may open our hearts to the abundance of creation, to all that surrounds and all that sustains us. And we are joyful and blessed because we know.
Thank you so much for that beautiful rendition. I believe Laura from the Pledge campaign team is going to come up and say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Laura Cummings from the annual Giving Campaign Pledge team. And I know you all have been holding your breath to find out who won the raffle last week. It was Ann Sharp. So I hope she's going home with her picture or kind of decorative object of the UU congregation in Savannah. So this week we have this can't be missed bright pink 1988 sweatshirt that is Famous Unitarian Universalist. So there are lots of names on this shirt that you didn't know were famous or that you didn't know were Unitarian Universalist. So it is a great conversation starter, super cozy. Maybe you want to wear it all winter long to church service. So if you have not yet gotten in your pledge card, please just visit us at the table after service to get that done so that you may win this adorable, cozy sweatshirt. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Today is the fourth Sunday of our 2024-2025 annual campaign. This year, we're celebrating all of your whys. Why you come to UUCA, why you love the UUCA community, why you choose to give to UUCA, why you care for this congregation. As we reach out into the community to make a difference and offer support to those in need. I know that we each have our own reasons for giving to UUCA. Now I want to ask Janice Morris to come forward and share a bit about her connection to our community and why she continues to find ways to support it. So welcome, Janice.
At the first service, there was a light shining that made me feel like I had a spotlight right on me, so that was kind of nice. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Janice Morris, a longtime member of this church, and no worries, this will be very short. I am not much of a public speaker, but I am here to speak about our annual giving campaign because, well, I love this church. Why do I love UUCA so much, you may ask? One reason is I love to volunteer. To be honest, I've never been good at sports. I can't sing, although I did enjoy dancing at Friday night spring fling event. So I want to thank Tommy and Amy for organizing that. It was a lot of fun. And I have no particular talent or interest that really defines me. But I can say yes when asked to help with something. My first true connection to this church came about 20 years ago, after I volunteered to go to New Orleans for a week on a Hurricane Katrina mission trip. That sparked my volunteer spirit, and I went on to host a covenant group, teach RE, volunteer with UUCA at AFAC and Path Forward, and most recently co-lead the climate action team here at church. Oh, and please come to our Earth Day service on April 21st. We'd love to see you there. When we talk about UUCA offering community, inspiration, and purpose, it's really much more than a slogan. I see UUCA as a home where I have built friendships, grown my spirit, and helped to make a difference in the world. I also see it as a sanctuary from a world that often seems divisive and cruel. But in my heart, I know, is a world of unimaginable potential and goodness when we join together to live our values. Another reason I love this church is that I really love the people here. There are good people here. Not perfect, but kind and caring and supportive and folks I simply enjoy getting to know and spend time with. And most importantly, these are people who make me feel optimistic that the better part of our human nature will prevail. So when I fill out my annual pledge, I think, there is no place like my UUCA home. I raised my daughter here, I nourished my soul, and I met the most wonderful people. So when I donate, I try to give as deeply as I can, in return for all that UUCA has deeply given me. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice. And will the ushers please collect the offering at this time? Thank you to our musicians. That was lovely. Will the ushers please come forward? We bless and receive these gifts, opening our hearts to true generosity. Let us be grateful when we give, be it time, talent, or treasure. Let us be grateful for our needs and the experience of vulnerability. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts to nurture this congregation.
I have a reading for you that was written by Reverend Peter Fredericks. This is an excerpt from a larger piece he wrote about the Sermon of the Mount. It's called Everything is Possible. There are some ministers who are not comfortable discussing money with their partners in the comfort of their own living rooms, much less talking about money with the whole congregation sitting in front of them in a worship service. These ministers may feel that it's inappropriate, it's unseemly to discuss such mundane matters from the pulpit. Some feel that church finances are better left to the experts, to those members of the church who work in business or accounting fields, who serve diligently on the finance committee. Some feel that it's disingenuous for ministers to get involved in the annual fund drive because their salary depends upon it. Other ministers, apparently calling upon their long-forgotten Puritan roots, would rather not get their hands dirty in this conversation at all. In our UU churches, one thing that you can certainly hear every year this time of the year is that many ministers are more comfortable talking about sex than we are comfortable talking about money. You know, it's an owl thing. Well, just in case you're wondering, I'm not one of those ministers. In fact, I fall squarely at the other end of the spectrum. Not that I don't like to talk about sex, mind you, that's okay, but I'm comfortable talking about money. Maybe it's my background in the law and working for a large company at some point, but as a minister, I'm not at all ashamed to keep my eye on church finances and to talk about the power of the Almighty too, the almighty dollar, that is. Talking about money, though, is uncomfortable for quite a few of us. I think much of that discomfort that Unitarian Universalists experience around the topic of money is an indirect result of our commitment to egalitarian principles. As a covenantal community, we agree that everyone should be treated equitably and that no one should be given preferential treatment over anyone else, particularly for how much they may or may not give to a congregation. Some people have earned or inherited greater material wealth than others. Conversely, some people have been less able or less fortunate financially than others. Money can often become a point of divisiveness in congregations. We see this divisiveness in our society every day, where the haves and the have-nots are pitted against each other in a struggle for whatever limited resources there are. The rich, as they say, get richer, and the poor get poorer. We fear in our churches that rampant classism we see in the larger world, with all of its attendant problems, is going to encroach upon the church community too. It is right and good to be conscious of the power of money to come between us, to undermine our commitment to equity and compassion in all human relations. But it's not healthy for any community, in seeking to affirm the value and the worth of an individual, to refuse to recognize the gifts that its members, in whatever form they may take. And here he offers a list. Some of us have the ability to create a special bond with the youngest members of our community. Others don't do so well with the children. Some are adept at rallying people around social justice causes, while others can't organize their way out of a closet. Some people in their communities have the talent to cook elaborate meals and potluck suppers. Some of us, we have trouble making toast. And while some of us have attained a level of financial security that enables us to give substantial sums to the church, there are others who stray to pay their monthly utility bills. In the end, he says, we each have 3 gifts to offer one another: our time, our talent, and our treasure. Each one of us possesses these in different measures. Some have a few spare hours a week that are precious as gold. Some are blessed with unique talents that others lack, talents for music or for leadership or for empathy. And some here are blessed with financial security. None of those things is any more important or any more valuable than the other. All 3 are equally needed to sustain our religious community. Fortunately, many of us have more than just one of those in some measure. We have some time, we have some talent, we have a little bit of treasure. The danger, Peter says, is that in this time of year, this stewardship and pledging time of year, there is such an emphasis on money that those who struggle financially may feel underappreciated or ashamed. So this morning, let's not lose sight that the treasures are not only one gift, they are one of many gifts, and that we share all of these gifts with each other and the community, and that we need time, talent, and treasure to keep the ship afloat. The words of Peter Frederick. I know this is a quiet morning, so if you took a nap during the reading, you should wake up now. If you need to stretch a little bit, it's okay. It's very disheartening for this person sermonizing to see eyes closed. Just saying. If you ask parents to think of a book to tell their children, read to their children about generosity, this book, The Giving Tree, almost always comes up. It is still Amazon's #1 seller on giving for children. It's usually the first and the only one that many parents can name the name of the book and the name of the author. And it's not a bad book. There's something charming about Shell's poetic writing style, and there is one of the reasons all his books are loved so much is that writing style, along with the illustrations, really tell a story. And the message of the book, we give to the ones we love. What could be better than that? On the surface, this bright green covered book, well, it seems quite beautiful. But here's the thing. The story contained in these pages, it's not really about generosity, is it? It's about self-sacrifice. And generosity and self-sacrifice are two very, very different things. But before I get ahead of myself, let me share a bit about this book, because some of us may not know everything about it. What's the main message of The Giving Tree? If you're rusty on the story, it's about a boy who loves a tree. When he grows up, he visits the tree over and over. On one visit, he takes her apples and he sells them for personal profit. On another visit, he removes her branches so he can build himself a house. On a third visit, he chops down her trunk so he can build a boat and sail away from problems he never tells us about. In the end, the tree has nothing left to give and is reduced to a stump. That's not warm, fuzzy, or heartwarming. It is poignant. It is beautifully written, and like I said, it's lovely the way the illustrations come together with Shell's words. But it seems like there's a stretch to believe that the tree's sacrifices are noble, that they're somehow like the unconditional love a parent may feel for a child. Here's the Rev CTC part of the sermon. I don't think that's exactly the lesson that we want to be giving to our children. It isn't okay for a child to be entirely selfish and just take. It isn't okay for an adult to feel like they can just give until it hurts and keep giving until they literally have nothing left to offer. Those are recipes for trouble. Both of those lessons are dangerous. They show us what happens when we take and give nothing in return. The book that's supposedly about giving is actually about unconditional giving, and nowhere in the story does it talk about what the price of that is. Maybe Silverstein's book should have a final paragraph or two, or an addendum at the end that talks about its complex and problematic message. That message of it's okay to take, and it's okay to give and give and give till you have nothing left and somehow you end up hurt. As I read the book again and I talked to some colleagues about it in the last couple of weeks, it left me with questions. Do we really want to teach our children that the expectation is to give of yourself no matter what, to any extent? Do we want them to know that we want them to give everything away to make somebody else happy? Do we want to say that the message is not be kind, give it all away? Not have healthy limits, but give it all away? Not practice self-care, continue to give and give and give until it hurts? I don't think so. I don't think we want our kids or our teenagers or our other adult friends to always be asking for things without any of the recognition of how it hurts the people that you're asking them from. When I read the book again a few weeks ago, what jumped out at me is that the tree kept saying it was happy every time it gave something away, that it was happy to give away its entire body by the end of the story, and that the boy had little, if any, concern for the state of the tree by the time it was down to a stump. That's not such a great lesson, is it? Give till it hurts, until you're down to just a stump somebody can sit on. That's probably not the story that we want to teach when you're talking about how to be happy, that the way to be happy is to let others ruin you. Let's think about that a little bit. In the story, the tree wants the child's affection so desperately, the tree is so needy, that it's willing to literally be whittled away to a stump. And the boy, who is then a man, only comes back when he wants something and keeps getting whatever he desires handed right over to him. Ouch. That doesn't sound like a giving tree. It doesn't sound like generosity. Generosity is not about sacrificing yourself for others. It's about helping others without harming yourself. It's not about giving to takers. It's about giving in ways that nurture the giver and the givee. It's not about dropping everything anytime someone wants you. It's about prioritizing your needs along with others so there's balance. I don't know what motivated Shell to write The Giving Tree, but I think he might have crafted a cautionary tale about love and what it's like to be in a relationship when you do all the giving and someone else is doing all the taking. Let's not miss this point. Let's not miss the real point and only take the text at its face value. Let's not read this story to our children and our grandchildren and then close the pages and just say goodnight. That's probably teaching them the wrong lesson. Instead, why don't we use this story, definitely read it, but let it become a starting point for deeper conversations about giving, about receiving, about self-care. Here's the woo-woo, you part of the sermon. Close your eyes, if you can be awake with your eyes closed. Take a few breaths in, let a few breaths out. Imagine you're drinking caffeine. Let's think about this story differently. What if we twisted it? Imagine that the boy was not so selfish and the tree was not so selfless. Imagine that the boy hadn't so quickly and completely discarded the apples, but rather he had planted seeds to grow more trees. Imagine that the tree had not been reduced to a lonely stump, but had been surrounded by a whole forest of other trees from the seeds from the apples. Imagine a totally different ending where the boy, now a grown man, returned with his own children to visit the tree. Imagine a new generation of children swinging from the branches and resting in the shade of the tree. Open your eyes if you close them. That's the message. That's the message we want to give our children. Giving doesn't have to be a terribly sad act of sacrifice. Giving doesn't have to be painful. It isn't something you have to do at your own expense. Instead, giving can be a joy. It can be something you choose to do for the benefit of others. It can be something you do all year long, not just in March when it's pledge season. It can be an intimate and constant part of your life that you discover and rediscover every time you give a different way. Giving can bring as much pleasure to the giver as to the givee. Think about that. Stay connected to what giving does for both sides of the equation. And remember that when you give, because this is the Sermon on the Mount, when you give to this congregation, you're supporting the life of the congregation. Your donations, your gifts bleed into everything from the coffee that we serve to the salaries for staff, to keeping the lights on Sundays, to us being able to donate space for small nonprofits to meet here at minimum or no cost at all. Whether it is time, it is talent, or it is treasure, your giving supports the greater community here at UUCA. So keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Please rise and join us in singing our second hymn, Where You Go, I Will Go.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, I will lie,
my people.
Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
Now, refugee.
Where you go, I will go, refugee. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, refugee. Where you go, I will go.
Mother Earth.
Where you lie, I will lie, Mother Earth. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, Mother Earth. Where you lie, I will lie. 'Cause your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
Children.
Where you go, I will go, children. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, children. Where you go, I will go.
Ancestors.
Where you lie, I will lie, ancestors. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, ancestors. Where you lie, I will lie. 'Cause your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
Once again.
You're divine, my divine. You're divine, my divine.
Please join me in extinguishing our chalice. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light and warmth it represents. These we carry with us, bringing our sparks of love to the world.
Stay connected as you go from this place. No matter how weak or frightened you may feel, each of us has gifts that can make a difference in the world. In the week ahead, support the broken, welcome the stranger, celebrate what is worthy, do the work of justice and love. Remember every day to act in ways that make us and the world a little more whole. Support the broken, welcome the stranger, celebrate what is worthy, go and do the work of justice and love. And remember, you are never on the journey alone. Blessed be.